Please let me bring up the first speaker. This is Glenn Harris to talk about marketing for the retailer.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Okay, now everybody else here is using PowerPoints because I'm a little bit, I'm familiar with poster points, so that's what I'm going to be using, poster points. All right, get it out. All right, now, I've been in business for 42 years. I know a little bit about how to run a successful business. Marketing is a key component of making your business a successful business. Now, I've been a SCORE counselor for 11 years, and during that time, when people come in for counseling sessions, marketing is always an issue. People come in, they're an expert in a particular field, and what they want to do, they're anxious to get going, and their basic MO is ready, fire, aim. Just let's do this as quick as possible. It's focused. They, as far as marketing is concerned, they pretty much subscribe to the Field of Dreams philosophy. Build it and they will come. And you know, sometimes that does work. Personally, I think it's an awful way to go about marketing your business. There's nothing to stop you from approaching your business in that manner with respect to setting up shop somewhere, renting a place, getting business cards printed, signing an advertising contract. I would not recommend approaching marketing in this manner. I just made it up sort of as a joke because I really think it's the wrong way to go about starting your business. But in my experience, when people come in for SCORE counseling, this is pretty much how they expect to go into business. Build it and they will come. Okay, now I know this is not an educational, well, it is an educational seminar, but with respect to what is marketing? Again, poster point. Next I'll be passing out newspapers. How old-fashioned can you get? Okay, now marketing is all of the actions that your business takes to connect with its targeted marketing base. Obviously, you want to appeal to those people that need your products or services. How do you go about doing it? Well, to begin with, you should be able to identify who your customers are. Ocean County has a large percentage of senior citizens with these retirement communities. I do not know of any successful business in Ocean County that at least doesn't tilt to some degree toward addressing the needs and wants of that senior citizen community. Now, maybe that's not who your target market is. Maybe you're over at the beach doing commercial real estate or you know, real estate for homes or whatever to the northern New Jersey market, or you're not going to address the seniors. The point is you should be able to clearly understand who your targeted market is and focus all of your marketing strategy and efforts on your target market. These are things, I mean, you should know all of these. You should take these to heart. You should plan your marketing based upon what marketing is. There's the 4 P's of marketing, which we're going to discuss in a minute. Okay, demonstrate that they have a need for your product. Sell the sizzle, not the steak. You're selling, in my case, I had a big sign in front of my business. And I'm using a lot of my personal examples, hoping that you should be able to, imitation being the sincerest form of flattery, by listening to what I've done, hopefully you can adjust and adapt it to your particular situation. Okay, demonstrate what they need. We're going to help you lose weight, weight loss clinic. We're going to relieve the pain in your back. Now that would be somebody who obviously is a chiropractor. They're providing a need, a demonstrated need. In my case, appearance counts. Let us help you make a good impression. I had banners and posters and signage made up to get that message across. We weren't selling clothing to people. We were helping them make them look better. So you want to identify a specific need that you're going to help them solve. And you should know this stuff. You should know this stuff before you go into business. You should work it out on paper. It should be written down. It shouldn't be on the fly as you're going along. That wastes time. It wastes money. You should know specifically what need you're going, what you're going to solve for these people who are your target market. Now, show them how your product or service will fulfill your need. Now here, we're basically talking about your competitive advantage here. Now, your competitive advantage is what sets you apart, what differentiates you. Say you're opening a pizza shop. Why should they go to your pizza shop versus the 95 other pizza shops at Route 37? You know, the point is simply is that you can't just be an also-ran. There has to be something specifically unique and about your business that sets you apart from everybody else in the same field. Now, what I've done, because I was in the apparel business, I've come up with what my competitive advantage was, simply as an idea so that you can see what I mean by your competitive advantage. This was my competitive advantage. To sell the style of clothing that local people wear at moderate prices with personalized customer service and free alterations. Now, there's 4 points that are important here, and I just want to point out what they are. I mean, I'm not in the clothing business anymore. I'm not trying to sell anybody here anything. That's not the point. There's specific, you should be able to have your competitive advantage in 4 to 6 sentences, specifically what it is you do. What makes you apart? What different? You should write them down. Actually, you should frame it and stick it in the wall of the office, wherever your office is, even if it's a home office. There has to be something that specifically makes you different from everybody else. Okay, listen to mine. The local market that the local people wear. Now, these major department stores, they buy the same clothing for anywhere from New York to Los Angeles. They have buyers that go to New York. I've run into them in New York, and they have groups of buyers that go in, and they'll buy for all their stores. I grew up in Toms River. I know what the prevailing styles are in this area, the prevailing colors in this area. People don't wear the same colors in New Jersey as they wear in Florida. We're not an all-black community like it is in New York, where the national color in Manhattan is black. So as a result, I would target my products to what local people would, customarily wear at price points I knew they were comfortable with. In my experience, the more expensive something was, the less likely you were to sell it, the more difficult it was to sell. So I had to keep them within a certain range. Customer service. Everybody complains about customer service. Well, you sure as heck can complain about it in my stores, because we prided ourselves in giving exceptional customer service. And maybe you're not a retailer, but even if you're a service business, that should be a competitive advantage, because customer service is lacking in almost every industry. You really should pride yourself on customer service, understand what that means, and then do everything you can to see that you excel in providing customer service. And free alterations. Now, I don't know about you, but most people don't have perfect body shapes. Most people need alterations in order for things to fit properly. Women call these things figure flaws. Nonetheless, whatever you want to call them, and especially as you age, that people generally tend to gain weight, and things happen. So, rather than buy something for $10, $20, and a pair of pants, and then go to a tailor and spend $20 to get it altered, we provide free alterations that we guarantee so that things had to fit properly. All of these points gave people reasons to come to shop in my store, especially people that have figure flaws. I mean, why spend a fortune in it's like a credit card. Would you rather have a credit card that there was no annual fee, or a credit card that was an annual fee? Well, obviously the ones that don't have an annual fee are going to do more business than the ones that $95 a year. So the free alterations set me apart. Customer service set me apart. The moderate price point set me apart. The kind of apparel that people wore in this area, because I knew what they wore, set me apart. And then I always made it a big thing to use $10 coupons. All the ads I did, the print ads I did, had $10 discount coupons. Now, this is going back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Now, $10 coupons are relatively common today, but they weren't back when I was doing it. People love to have a coupon that they can hold in their hand and get a discount. And if you think that's not important, think about it. If you get Sunday newspapers, they're full of coupons. If you're a member of Costco, you get coupon booklets every month in the mail. Bed Bath & Beyond, I don't know about you, but every couple of weeks I've got coupons 20% off a single item at Bed Bath & Beyond. If they weren't important, they wouldn't be used as commonly as they are. People love to have a coupon in their hand. They love to get a discount. It's an incentive. And they always have expiration dates, so use them or lose them. So that was another part of my competitive advantage. I considered it. We did tons of fashion shows, and we gave out coupons to everybody that attended the fashion shows. And they had to be used within 2 weeks. It's a call to action. The point is that you need to know what your competitive advantage is. This was mine. This won't be yours. What I did isn't as important as what you do. You have to be able to clearly, articulately identify your competitive advantage, put it down on paper, and live it. Anyway, so there's where you show how your product or service is going to fulfill that need. And promote the sale of your product or service. You may be an expert in whatever your field is, or you may be a tailor. Let's use a tailor as an example. If you're an introvert, you're not going to do a heck of a lot in terms of being successful. At the end of the day, you have to sell a product or a service to somebody, and you have to sell it again and again and again to lots of people, or upsell, sell more product or service to the different customers you have. You have to have the aggressive ability to get out, and the articulation to get out there and sell something to somebody. And if you don't have it, you better partner with somebody that can go out and take care of attracting and closing the deal, selling to customers. And really, you should understand that all these are important. This is what marketing is, and that's what we're here for today, and this is what you've got to accomplish in order to be successful in your business. Now, there's actually 4 P's of marketing, believe it or not. Does anybody, I don't know if anybody here knows that, so again, in my poster board presentation, here they are. Product identification, development, and selection. Are you providing the right product or service for your particular business? Going back to my, that's I guess the disadvantage of a poster board, right? Tom Ford, the owner, so.
I'm gonna say anything.
Yeah, you are. But I'll use 2. How's that? When one doesn't work, you use 2. Okay. Okay, product. Now, I handled the 4 P. With respect to product, it was selection. It was, I wasn't making a product, I was selling the product. So I knew, based upon my local market knowledge, what was appropriate for our particular market here in Tom's River. So that was, it's a skill, it's just something you have to address. Okay, price, competitively priced and appropriately priced. Now, I price things relative to its customer base, because after all, I knew what kind of things, what price points would sell, like men's pants, between $20 and $40. Once you got about $40 for a pair of pants, it becomes more and more difficult to sell. Not to everybody, but to the vast majority of people. If you're selling work clothes, the price point is going to be less. If you're providing PC repairs and you're getting antivirus removal, I can't tell you what the right price point is, but it sure ought to be within the range of what the marketplace the local marketplace is asking. So price. Sometimes it's okay to charge more, but in my case, and again, I was in retail, there had to be an identifiable, obvious reason why it should cost more. For example, a leather coat is going to cost more than a cloth coat or a nylon coat. So leather would obviously be more. If people could automatically understand, if it was an Armani suit, which I did not carry, people would understand that Armani suits cost more than a Botany 500 suit. Or, so the point is simply that you Vera Wang dresses. I mean, we could go on and on and on. I can carry those out because they're too expensive for this local market. But the point is, if something was costing more, it shouldn't just be an also-ran. I'd go to trade shows, and I'd see companies that were selling, I'd be selling a knit shirt for, let's say, 20 bucks. And I'd see companies that they had a little logo in the pocket, a little embroidery, and the identical shirt I could retail profitably for $20. I'd have to sell for $40 just to have that little logo, the alligator on it, or a penguin, or whatever you want to put in it. Well, that's not real value. It's not identifiably obvious as to why it should cost more. There really is no reason. They're all made in China. They're all 100% cotton. There's no real reason why an average person would think, yes, I'm going to pay $40 for this shirt, but I can get for $20 down the street. So you have to price things appropriately. Again, a leather coat, everybody understands. We have special occasion dresses in our women's shop. There's a difference between a sequin, very fancy women's dress and a very plain women's dress. So the fancier ones would obviously cost more, but people would be willing to spend it because it was evidently and obviously apparent as to why it should cost more. So you know, price, you want to do it appropriate to your marketplace. Okay, place. Now, okay, physical place or digital and both. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, now I had 2 stores. I had a store in the Ocean County Mall for 16 years. I had a store, of course, in downtown Toms River for 42 years. The Ocean County Mall store was 5,500 square feet, and it was men's and women's clothing. Now, place wasn't an issue in that case because the Ocean County Mall was the biggest shopping venue of its time when it opened in '76. There was nothing else like it. Internet shopping didn't exist back then. Everybody went there. So I didn't have to worry back then about getting people to come to me. The Ocean County Mall sponsored all kinds of events. Heck, they used to have circuses in the parking lot. Anything they could do to get trout fishing, believe it or not. They had a portable pool. You could fish for trout in the center of the mall at one time. They don't do that anymore, but they did. They had all kinds of events specifically designed to get people to go to the mall. So the place was not a problem right there. When I had the store just in downtown Palms River, after my lease was up at the mall, and I was downtown, all of a sudden I was stuck in an environment that was just like a C+. It was a so-so location. There's parking problems downtown, there's congestion, traffic congestion issues downtown. So what do you do about something like that? Well, I'll tell you what you do about something like that. You don't wait for your ship to come to you. You swim out to your ship. You simply don't sit there. It's not the Field of Dreams marketing. You just build it and they will come, because they won't come. So what do? Well, you become creative and innovative. And this is how I handle being in downtown Palms River. My year had 13 months in it. 13 months of revenue in a 12-month period. And honestly, yours should too. That extra month made all the difference between profitability and just breaking even. Now I'm going to explain what I meant by that. After my Ocean County Mall lease was up, I was in downtown Palms River, and we did a fair amount of business down there, but it simply wasn't enough. What we developed was how do we make more money, extra revenue from being, from selling clothing. Well, what we did is we obviously noticed that we got all these senior citizen communities in the area, and some are more affluent than others. Senior citizen communities all have clubhouses. Well, what we decided to do was put pop-up stores in the clubhouses of the more affluent senior citizen communities. Now, I think most of you know what a pop-up store is. Well, we contacted the senior citizen communities. In some cases, we had to give voluntary contributions to the Residents Association. Other times, we didn't. Well, what they did is we had 6 more affluent senior citizen communities that allowed us to come into their clubhouses one time a year. So we had 6 of these pop-up stores a year and conduct sales, clothing sales, men's and women's clothing sales. We actually set up a store in the community center, run a sale for 4 hours, and then break it down and bring it all back. It's a lot of work, wasn't easy to do. But those 6 extra sales a year resulted in an extra month's worth of revenue for us. They were that critical, they were that important, they were that lucrative. Heck of a lot of work, and well worth it. And also because we were addressing communities in our area, what happens is that even if they didn't purchase from us at that time, people came in, they saw who we are, they saw what we were, the kind of merchandise we carried, the kind of price points we had. So we got residuals from that. During the course of the year, these people would come in and shop other times. So it was really resulted in an extra month's worth of revenue to us in that 12-month period. Now, what can you do? Okay, well, pop-up stores are one example. Whether it's a product or a service, it doesn't necessarily have, okay, I have to go really quick now. It doesn't necessarily have to be here. You've got the Garden State Expo Center, you've got a Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, in Asbury Park, they've got in the convention center, they have in the Great Mezzanine, they have pop-up stores in there. It could be Chamber of Commerce's. Most Chamber of Commerce's have business expos that you can set up tables. They have business, Chamber of Commerce's have business and consumer expos. You can set up an internet store and sell on the internet. That could be your 13th month. Think about it. But an internet store is a separate business into and unto itself. So that takes a lot of work and probably an extra person in order to do that. If you're a financial planner or a lawyer or a CPA, you set up in a venue like this and you invite people in and have information discussions on whatever product or service it is you're selling. Save money on an estate note, properly planning your estate, properly saving for retirement, income for retirement. It's common. These things are done all the time, not only here but in clubhouses and retirement communities. These people go out, they swim out to the ship because the ship's not going to necessarily come to them because they were sitting there. So get a 13th month into your year. And I'm going to have to go a whole lot quicker. Actually, I guess it won't. I have about 4 minutes left. Basically, the recap is this. I said the 4 P's of marketing. Prioritize the 4 P's. They're not necessarily everything. You're not going to have to address everything, depending upon where you are. When I was downtown Palms River, I didn't have to work. When I was in the Ocean County Mall, all I had to worry about was product and price. In downtown Palms River, I had to worry about all 4 of those things. Competitive advantage. Identify what it is, record it, memorialize it, live it. make sure you have something that differentiates you from everybody else. 13 months of revenue in a 12-month period we just discussed. This I didn't bring up, and Tom's going to be discussing this. Digital media literacy. You cannot escape having a strategic digital advertising marketing program these days. For what it's worth, Ocean County College has courses you can take in strategic digital literacy. They have 10 4-hour courses. They charge $69 a piece, so at the end of the day, you're spending $600. It's adult education, so it's a guide. So you're spending $690 if you do 24 hours of classroom time. I strongly recommend it. I also recommend that you don't do digital marketing yourself. I strongly recommend that you take the courses and then hire somebody who's an expert in the field to do it for you. But by taking these classes, you'll be in a position to understand what they're doing and be able to judge is what you're doing appropriate for your particular industry. There's no way you're going to get digital literacy unless you take courses to understand what that is and what that means. Obviously, social media is an extremely important way to sell products and services or promote your businesses these days. But just because somebody says there's an expert in it, I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't learn what it means to take. I know life. And okay, plan and budget and advertising strategy, and schedule a score counseling session so that we can discuss what your particular situation is, and two heads are always better than one, and I better get out of here.